Alright guys, welcome back to Layton versus Wright. We just had a really annoying puzzle. I got some water with me here now though. I don't think there's really much of a point of looking for hint coins anymore. I don't know.
This building is really something else. I guess this part must be the storyteller's house. Espella must have lived here when she was younger.
Yes indeed, this must have been her family home.
Her family. I wonder if she had any plans to ever come back here.
No matter where she goes or what she does, family is family. This will always be her home. I'd say it's highly likely that she would wish to come back here someday.
I suppose so, even if her family was only the two of them.
The relationship between Espella and her father may well prove to be an important clue.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. Huh?
What's the matter, Luke?
It's nothing, I'm probably seeing things, but for a moment there I thought I saw something moving at the top of the tower. Sorry, it must have just been in my imagination. Let's go inside, Professor.
Alright, child's room. That sounds creepy.
Child's room? My child's room. This appears to be a child's room.
It certainly looks that way. From its condition, I'd say it hasn't been used for some time. Presumably it was used by Espella as a child.
Right, so this is where Espella grew up. Something pretty big must have happened to make her leave home so young. I wonder how Espella and the storyteller used to get on together.
Espella's a young lady of strong conviction and a kind heart. I'm certain that's because she grew up within a fine home environment. By the way, guys, if you guys are just joining us for this part, sorry the game is flashing right now. My 3DS needs to charge. So, deal with it.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're right about that. For Espella, this place must be full of precious memories. I almost feel we're intruding coming in here like this.
Well, Luke, we have no choice if we wish to save Espella.
Yes, I suppose that's true. When you put it like that, I guess she wouldn't mind even if she knew.
Alright. Got a bed here, I guess? It's a weird looking bed.
Crikey! Professor, behind that curtain, there's someone there!
The mysterious figure turned out to be...
just a doll. Whew, that's a relief. My heart was in my mouth.
Espella must have... Wow, that must have been uncomfortable.
Hey, what's this? Look, Professor, there's a child's picture book here. The title is The First Story.
It would appear to be a handmade children's picture book.
I wonder if it was written especially for Espella.
It may well have been. Evidently a great deal of loving care has been put into the writing and illustrations. There was a bad witch in the town. All of the carrots in the field disappeared and all the money in the bank was turned into pumpkins. The people of the town had to put up with all kinds of mischief from the witch. They didn't know what to do. Then one day a brave young girl appeared and said to the townsfolk, "When the witch uses witchcraft, she always uses a big stick, doesn't she? So if we take away her stick, we'll be able to stop her." After hearing this, the people of the town set a trap for the witch and managed to capture her. At her trial, the bad witch said this to the people. "Even now, the legendary Great Witch Bezella is living here in this town. Bezella is the queen of all the witches. She is the one who gives us witches life." The townsfolk punished the witch, and peace was restored to the town once more. To this day, Bezella is still hiding somewhere in this town. But the brave townsfolk will not be beaten by the bad witches. Yikes.
Who'd have thought there would be a fairy tale about Bezella? She's a mysterious character, all right.
Tell me, Luke, why do you think the author chose to write about Bezella in a children's picture book?
Huh? Well, maybe to make their child behave. Something like, if you don't do as you're told, Bezella will come and get you.
Yes, indeed, that is a possibility. Still have to wonder why is it that some lowly witch was caught, and not the great Bezella herself.
Well, I suppose it is a bit strange. If Bezella herself had been caught, the story could have been brought to a more conclusive ending. Do you think there's some other reason?
It's certainly a possibility. I don't suppose there are any other handmade picture books in the room apart from this one.
Handmade picture books? I don't see any. I guess that must be the only one.
Which would imply this book has some special significance.
I guess so. After all, it is handmade. I bet she really treasured it. Do you think it was the storyteller who wrote this book?
The handwriting does seem very similar to that of the story. This book appears to have been written with a touch more care and attention. But I imagine it was the storyteller who wrote it.
He must have written it as a gift from father to daughter. That actually seems really thoughtful, even if the story itself is a little scary. I'd like to take this book to Espella.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do just that, Luke. We must take good care of it. Alright. Let's see where this door leads to. I believe we've seen all there is to see here. Let's press on, Luke. Oh, okay. Storyteller's room. Little spiral staircase animation there. Holy crap! Sorry, I had to look at my laptop for a second and then I looked at this and jeez.
What do you make of this room, Professor? It's not very tidy.
This appears to be the very top room of the tower. Oh, the parchment lying on the floor here seems very similar to the type on which the storyteller writes his stories. I think we can say with some certainty that this is the storyteller's room.
Huh? This is the storyteller's room? I was imagining something a bit grander, like a throne room with all kinds of posh decorations.
Well, I agree that it's a little eccentric. It's unmistakably the study of an author. He probably spent all his time in here continuously writing those stories.
The stories? I wonder what Espella thought of it all. Her father writing stories for the other townsfolk, I mean. I wonder if she looked forward to seeing this new stories completed, or is she... The stories were probably a little too mature and content for a young child.
I don't imagine the storyteller would have shown Espella many of them.
But in that case, surely she can't have had many opportunities to even talk to her father, given how busy he was. I guess that means she was pretty lonely. It must have been hard for her, even knowing how important those stories are for the people of the town. But I don't think it's right. No child should be unable to talk with her father.
I absolutely agree, Luke. I believe it will be important in the upcoming trial to have an understanding of Espella's feelings towards her father.
Professor!
Knowing you, Luke, I'm sure you must have a lot of things on your mind at the moment. So if there is anything at all that you want to talk about, you will tell me, won't you?
Of course I will, Professor.
I'm always ready to listen, Luke. Now then, shall we start investigating this room? I don't know, let's see what's up here.
Look, Professor, a photograph! We hadn't think they even had photographs in this town.
Whoa. Recognize those pictures. Indeed, it's not the kind of thing one would expect them to find here.
Too right. I certainly have seen any cameras about since we got here. There's no doubt that this is a photo, though. What could that mean?
This may be in some way related to the tower being so closely protected. What do you see in the photograph, Luke?
There are two children, both young girls.
The photo looks quite old, doesn't it?
I wonder who they are.
Well, one of them is surely Espella. There can be little doubt about that.
Hey, you're right. And look at that pendant. It's the same one Espella always wears.
The fact that she's continued to wear it ever since she knows just how important that pendant must be to her.
What about this other girl? Do you think she's a friend of Espella's?
Indeed, I'd wager the two of them were rather close friends with that. They do look
pretty chummy, alright. See, they even have the same pendant. A glimpse into
Espella's past. This may well prove to be an important clue. I would like to ask her about it face to face, so let's borrow it for the time being.
I wonder if there are any other clues knocking around.
Well, I'd say that something that you thought you saw moving earlier is a point worth pursuing.
But isn't the last room in the tower? I must have just been imagining things.
Not necessarily, Luke. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a way of getting beyond even this room. Let's look around more closely.
Right you are, Professor.
I really like this piano over here. Fancy.
Ah, this is...
What is it, Luke?
This letter on top of the piano. This was evidence during that trial.
A trial, my boy?
Yes, the trial about Sir Belduke's death. The trial when you were...
Ah, you mean when I was turned to gold. In which case this letter is the one that the storyteller's owl Hoot gave us after we last paid him a visit.
Well, yes, it is. But that letter was completely blank, wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
That was meant to be Sir Belduke's suicide note which he addressed to the storyteller.
His suicide note, you say?
But Sir Belduke's butler swapped the letter for some plain sheets of parchment before he got delivered. And those blank sheets were given to us by Mr. Hoot, who knew something was strange about them.
I see. I certainly missed out on some intriguing developments during my absence.
The real suicide note was revealed at the trial. But how has it ended up here?
Well, I imagine that's quite simple, Luke. It's likely that after the trial finished, the letter was returned to its rightful owner. It was addressed to the storyteller, after all.
Right, I guess that does make sense. I suppose the storyteller finally had a chance to actually read it then.
Yes, in fact, it would be reasonable to assume that he most likely did so very recently. Perhaps even today while sitting at the piano. What on earth was going through his mind here before that final parade? There's something we're not seeing here. We need to investigate this closely, Luke.
What could it be? Surely this is not surely this is not a trap of some kind.
It's unlikely that a trap would be so obvious. Just a moment. There's some kind of puzzle in this piano. Uh-oh. Okay. Ooh. Music. Musical score. Rearrange the musical notes to create a lovely melody. Okay. I'm supposed to put these in order? Oh, I see. Okay, so these ones have to start off. So let's put that one in the lowest, I think. Maybe this one. No, because this one's lower here. Put that one there. These two have to be swapped, because this is the highest note on the list here. And then that one, and that one, and then that one. That looks pretty simple there. Yeah!
Come what may.
Bring it on, suckers! Alright. Getting a little excited here, folks. I apologize. What's inside the piano? What the hell? Oh.
Look, Professor! A stairway just appeared!
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Could there be another room above this one? I have a feeling that the rooftop we saw from the garden continues above here. Oh, I can see what you mean, Professor. It's really dark in here, but moonlight seems to be coming in from up above. Well, there's no turning back now. The answer to the biggest mystery of all is surely waiting for us ahead.
One second, guys.
I think so too, Professor. I wonder what on earth it could be. The next step in the storyteller's story, if I'm not mistaken. The next step? But the story has already finished, hasn't it? Not yet, Luke. It's still a little too soon for the ending.
Alchemist suicide note. Uh-oh, cutscene. I hope I can... hope this isn't a long cutscene, because I need to end this
I had a
project
feeling
soon.
that you, of all people, would make it this far. It's you! I thought so. You are still alive. Professor Layton.
Yikes!
I've had enough of your running around, flagrantly contravening the flow of my story. As such, I can no longer ignore your meddling. Professor!
Oh, crap! Ah!
Thank you, my boy.
Battle of Wits? What? All that the storyteller writes is destined to come true. Your opponent's attacks are no exception. Memorize the storyteller's tale and deflect your opponent's predetermined moves. What? Enemy knights will appear in accordance with the storyteller's tale. Memorize the order of their attacks and deflect them using the knight's own moves against them. This is cool. I'm afraid you're ruining the story ends here, Professor. Now allow me to write the tale of your demise. Alright, let's battle these guys when we come back. Stay tuned.